This week on Erotic Awakening, BDSM over 50 and Intrigue.
Welcome to Erotic Awakening, an exploration of all things erotic. If you are offended by adult topics or prohibited by law, we recommend you stop listening right now.
We want to thank our latest patron supporter,
Delana. Welcome aboard.
Thank you so much. Your support really keeps us going.
Head over to patreon.com/Erotic Awakening today and get your bonus content and support the show.
Hi, Dawn.
Hi, Dan.
We always say in the beginning, thank you, patrons, and your support keeps us going. But lately, when people join us and we reach out, we say, oh, thank you so much. What was the thing that led you to becoming a patron? It's been, well, I want all those videos that Dawn's putting out all the time. Because you're like putting out like 4 or 8 or 2 a month. How many do you do every month?
Right now, I'm averaging between 5 and 7.
Wow.
New guided meditations, some older classes that we've done for years, mixed in with brand new classes. So yeah, patrons get those, depending what level they become a patron. Like if you're a $5 a month patron, there's like $20 worth of stuff that you're getting for free.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So yeah, and the higher up you go, the more discounts you get.
And you generally seem to have a good time doing it.
Absolutely. I am loving that whole lineup. It's awesome to be able to write some new classes out there as well.
So recently we had somebody write us and say, ever since my partner turned 50, they have become less interested in BDSM. And we have weekly sessions, but now we're losing track of what it is that we do because our taste changing so much.
Right. And that the bottom part of the couple is not able to handle the pain like they used to be able to handle the impact play and stuff like that. And they're wondering if this is normal.
And for me, I would say not only is it normal, but it's not really a thing with turning 50 per se. It's not a magic number. It is more a matter of bodies change, people grow. And, you know, as we as humans continue to evolve, our pain tolerance can go up or it can go down. I know for you, I would say that what you like in BDSM, and we want to be careful not to say it's gone up or it's gone down or it's better or it's worse. It simply shifts. So for you, has what you're into BDSM wise shifted?
It has shifted. And I also run an older women's group where we talk about menopause and stuff like that. And hormone fluctuation can have something to do with that as well. We recognize that, right? But because I'm not as into impact play anymore, am I not? I don't know. Like I said, I talk about this with the ladies, but my interest has also shifted. Now, has my interest shifted because I've gotten older and I want to explore more things? Has it shifted just because it's time to shift? I've been doing this for 25 years. Has it shifted because my pain tolerance isn't as high, or what I like pain wise has shifted? Don't know, but there is definitely a shift there. But that means I get to be curious and explore new things.
Absolutely.
Right?
And this could be an amazingly deep subject, to be honest, in that we look at this idea of, are you attached to the way that things are? Are you attached to the idea that, you know, when we first got together, we fucked 4 times a week and we did needles and all the extreme things. And now it's been a couple of years, or it's been for us a couple decades, and we don't do this anymore.
Not a couple of decades between sex, a couple of decades that we've been doing this overall.
Fairly spoken. So if you are the kind of person that's going to grasp onto, the way things used to be, why aren't things the way they used to be anymore? Instead of, like you said, let's look the way things are now. Let's be curious about how things are going to work now. For myself, as a top that's, you know, I could say I'm a top that's over 50, but actually I'm just a top that's been doing flogging for a long time. I still enjoy flogging, but I've found that I'm becoming interested in new things, as we've talked about a lot in the show. And that's okay. We'll just go back to that word, be curious, and don't be attached to that, you know, we don't like flogging anymore. What's our relationship even got to go anymore, right? Instead, continue to evaluate what you enjoy. And over 30, 40 years, I still enjoy more than anything else a good peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
What
That,
the hell?
that's not a sex term, folks. So it's not that everything changes over time. It's that people change, develop, and new things become interesting, and old things are allowed to be retired and no longer of fun.
And one of the tricks is to not feel like a failure during this.
Mm,
You know, I'll talk with the women on my call, and they're like, "But I can't take the pain anymore. I feel like a failure. I can't do this physical thing. I feel like a failure." You know, stuff like that. Uh, like we've said, what I think we've said this word a couple of times now. Curiosity. What
hmm
else is it? You know, just allow this to be a time of exploration. Because I found impact play and that I enjoyed it so much at the beginning,
hmm
I kind of ignored everything else. We did a little bit of needle, a little bit of wax, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but it was very much about flogging and caning and whips and impact,
hmm
right? Spanking, stuff like that, which is still great. I still love all of that. But now it's like, oh, I wonder what else there is. And someone new I'm playing with suggested wax with primal energy and biting
mm,
and grabbing and pinching. And I'm like, oh, something different. I
hmm
really want to explore that. And I really enjoyed the fuck out of it.
Yeah, good. And that's something that, as certainly that you and I are going to be looking at, right? What is
Mm-hmm.
the things that we're doing now that still bring us joy?
Mm-hmm.
And for us, it's a little tricky in that I like and everybody is like this. I shouldn't say it's like us. And you know what? I'm going to back off. Everybody's like this. Many of the people that I know are like this. They want an interactive session,
Mm-hmm.
meaning that I don't want to do chemical play with a partner just because I like chemical play. I like to suggest chemical play to them and see their little eyes go gleaming with both fear and excitement, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I were to suggest to you, I would love to do some needle play, or even better, if I was to suggest to you, I want to do a really heavy, painful impact scene,
Mm-hmm.
there's two responses that I might get. One of them is the excited, oh, yeah, let's set that up. The other is not really my thing, but I'm willing to do it for you.
Oh, there's a third.
What's the third?
The third is, oh my fuck, that's gonna fucking hurt, and my eyes still be lit up.
That's to me, that's still the first.
Okay, all right.
And it's okay sometimes for scenes to be done for someone, especially in that power exchange relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But that feeds me on occasion, but not really. It's really not my jam. I don't want to do it just because, for me, again, going back to, I want it to be an interactive, a shared
A
experience.
flowing back and forth. Yeah, the energy, like the dance. You talk about the
Mm-hmm.
dance in one of
Mm-hmm.
your, wow, Fet writings from a long time ago. This is going to be interesting editing this show for me. My voice is like way down here.
Because I keep talking about things that turn you on.
It's very deep today. So yeah, but it's I'm with you. I like that whole flow back and forth and that whole dance and not someone doing something just because they think it's what you want to do.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
it's
co-create.
co-create. That's a wonderful
Mm,
word, and it can lead, for me, that same frustration of, what do you want to eat tonight? I don't know. Where do you want to go? I don't know. Where do you want to go? Right?
right.
I want my scenes. If I've got something in mind, I got something in mind. But if I don't, what do you want to do play wise tonight? I don't know. What do you want to do? I
Let's
don't know. What do you want to do?
let's pull
Fuck
out
it. Let's stay. You know, let's
let's
fuck.
pull let's pull out the Kickstarter cards.
Ooh, nice plug.
Yeah, so we plug with the Kickstarter cards, and you and I can do that. We've been doing this for
Mm-hmm.
together, you and me, 25 years or something at this point. And sometimes it can get like that. It's like, what do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do? I know that you're tired. It's been a long day. Maybe we
Yeah.
should do something softer and but I'm really craving the rough, but I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to ask for it because blah blah blah. You know, things like that. You start thinking about the other person's had a hard day or and making excuses for what it is that you want and kind of not going or admitting
Yes.
to what you want. So, you know, maybe we should pull out the whole old Kickstarter deck. And I'm
I
going to recommend that to people too.
I think that's actually a great idea. Simply because when was the last time we've sat with the deck and looked through it and found those things that are like, oh, that's not for us. That's not for us. Hey, wait a minute. Remember this one?
Well, it's like hypnosis.
Mm-hmm.
For years, we're like, not our thing, not our thing. I don't know what people get out of it. And then you discovered it again, and we're like, oh, that's what people get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's give that a try. Or the chemical play, or
All the new things.
all the new things.
Very cool. If you would like to find out what kind of new things we're into, you could
Ooh.
ask us in person if you want to.
Look at this. So we have, speaking of chemical play, we have chemical play with Evie up here in Phoenix
Hold it.
next week.
Now, in case anybody from Evie is listening to that right now, don't worry. We're not doing chemical play. We're actually doing hypno
Oh,
kink.
did I write the thing? Oh, we did
Yes.
chemical play for them last time. We're doing
Yes.
hypno kink this time. Thank you. So yes, hypno kink. Oh, that's going to be a blast.
Absolutely. And
Oh.
if you want to do chemical play, you can fake it with hypnotherapy or hypno kink.
Hypno kink. Absolutely.
So Evie in Phoenix next week.
Yes, so hypno kink. And then Kinky College in 2 weeks up in Chicago.
In March.
Mm-hmm. And then
Scissor Tail Leather Conference in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
in June. Keep up with the oh, and we've got another online thing scheduled too. I just put on our calendar.
Actually,
Yes.
2 of them.
Oh, two? Great. I need to know about the second one. Keep up with all our events, book news, discounts, and more via the Erotic Awakening newsletter.
And get your EA shout outs like Richard from Panama,
Wendell from Ohio.
Dee from Ohio.
We know those two.
I know.
Saffron from Illinois.
Miss T from the USA.
Barry from Minnesota.
And Joyce from Canada.
Head over to eroticawakening.com and subscribe today.
One of the events that we didn't mention because we just got back from that was Intrigue in Indianapolis.
Yeah, what a great event.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. It was really neat to see. It was not the first year that the event happened, but at the last minute, the event has grown enough that at the last minute, the hotel said, you know what, we're going to give you a little space. Go ahead and move over to the bigger space because you need some extra rooms.
Indeed. So great people to interact with. They had social space, which is always phenomenal. And you and I got to play Friday night.
We did indeed.
So
A really nice play space. One of the things I wanted to say as a presenter, what a well-run organization. What a well-run event. I knew who to go to whenever I needed to go into to an event, to someone. I knew where my classes were. The classes were all well set up. There were people checking on us to make sure we have what we need. If you have a chance to present for Intrigue, highly recommend. They have a really nice situation that they have there.
absolutely. But I want to go back to Friday night. Our scene was a mixture of new and old.
Oh, it sure was.
So, because we brought in the chemical play and the punching. And I love that combination. So you can mix the two as well. That was really, really awesome.
That was awesome.
And then you got to play
Saturday night as well.
Yep. So nice. And what else did we do? Oh, you did the silent auction, not the silent auction.
The live auction.
You did the live auction. That went really well. You were so good at that.
Oh, thank you.
I love watching you do that. Everybody was excited. They're like, Dan's going to be doing the auction. Yay.
And it was as much fun as I was hoping it would be. And then one of the things I wanted to mention about the event itself that I really, really appreciate is they set a serious, significant amount of space aside for the social space.
Yes.
So many times we go to events, and if you're not in a class and you're not in the play space, there's nowhere to hang out and get to know people. And they had a great social space there.
And I love just getting to sit and chat with people. We saw a group of people from PA that we knew from Pennsylvania that had come in to attend the event, and just good stuff.
And we got to meet some podcast listeners, Ariel and Eric.
Yes, and a couple of more, and yes. The list. We have to find the list.
Oh, you know what? And so I apologize to the other people we meet. We will mention you next show. The list that I wrote down your names on is at one of my other places that I sleep.
Right. So right now, oh, you know what? So just a little bit about that. And then we have to run off to exercise class with the Kevin and Katie. But like right now, we told you guys we are living in 2 different places at the moment. It's the same RV park in Arizona, but we have the RV, we have the park model. You float back and forth. So your list of names is in your other sleeping space.
Right.
But in 3 weeks, so this week, we go teach in Phoenix for Evie. Next week, we go teach in Chicago for Kinky College.
Mhm.
And the week after that, we move into our cohabitating 3-person Airbnb for the goal is the next 6 months. We'll see if we make it through the heat or if we just get too antsy and need to get on the road again in a different fashion.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can imagine there will be some polyamory episodes coming up as we decide, let's try polyamory in a very small space.
Indeed. So, and we haven't done that before. We've done polyamory, 3 of us in a huge space.
Yes.
This is going to be a tiny space, so a new experience for all 3 of us. Tentacles and food on boobs. So, Ruby sent me a nun sucking a tentacle. And that was so fucking hot. So weird things kind of grab me every now and then of like, why is that hot? You know
Right.
what? I'm not going to question it. It's okay. Food on boobs. If anybody wants to get up with me, oh, that's what I'm going to do for KK.
What?
Would you like a food on boobs session so that you can see food on boobs?
Oh, that'd be neat.
That would be neat. I think I know people in Chicago.
Sure.
I know a shit ton of people. Maybe we can do that and you can actually
Awesome.
watch us do it. Anyway, let's hope I remember that so that it actually happens.
And there's a ton other stuff happening on our Discord that we need to get into and talk about here. All kinds of topics and just fun conversations and images that are being posted. But as you mentioned, time to get our exercise on. Wait, that was not a. Well, time to pump you up. That's what I wanted
There
to
you
say.
go.
I don't know what the hell I was going. Be a part of the Erotic Awakening Podcast community.
You can support us on Patreon and get early access to the ad-free version of the podcast, a free version of the audiobook Polyamory Toolkit, free ebooks, discounts on monthly Zoom classes, member-only Discord access, and more.
Find all the goodies at patreon.com and /Erotic Awakening and subscribe and do stuff. Go. Go do that now, not later.
Help others find us. Take a moment to support the podcast.
Rate us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen. Just tell your friends.
Join the conversation with us and other listeners. And you don't have to use accents. Use the links from the Erotic Awakening website for our growing Discord channel.
Feel free to reach out to us. We love hearing from you.
Contact us with questions, podcast comments, or just to say hi.
I'm really curious if anybody listens to this part of the show. We'll probably hear about my poor.
Someone heard me singing after the last show. So yes.
We are Dan and Dawn on Fetlife.
And Erotic Awakening on Instagram.
Or email us now. Get up, get down.
At Dan and Dawn at eroticawakening.com.
Goodbye, Dawn.
Bye, Dan.